Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Roll the Camera, which was a Kickstarter game that I did not back. I remember seeing it on Kickstarter, but I saw the art and I was like, this is probably a party game. I'm just going to avoid it. But whenever I went to Gen Con, I came across the studio on the last day, actually. I was just kind of looking at their games. Apparently, it is designed by a filmmaker. At least from what those people were telling me. But yeah, a cooperative dice placement game on making a film. And I gotta say, this game, the looks of it do not match up to actually how great I think this game is. I enjoy it quite a bit. I really like dice placement, either as worker placement or just dice in general. Because it's weird, because I don't like games where you do all your actions first and then roll to see if you can do it. Yeah. But I love the reverse of that, where you roll and then you get to see what your options are, because you can still strategize based off what you're doing. This does what I think of. It's a serious game in how you play it, but the theme and like the actual story elements of it allows you to be creative and fun. Mm-hmm. So. I thoroughly enjoy it. I have a great time, but it is deceptively difficult. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
The art, I think their art, it's good. It's good and bad. It's a double-edged sword, because the art makes it to where you're allowed to make your own story, your own theme, with the storyboard, mm-hmm. and the ideas and stuff. You're not stuck on the fact, this is Star Wars, or whatever. Right. Very ambiguous, to where you can be creative on your own using just some very vague scenes. But at the same time, it's all gross looking bean people that it's kind of like how Feudum has that whimsical art, but it's a very deep Euro. Mm-hmm. It's like, but you're going to get turned off by it, like I was, by being like, I don't want to deal with whatever that is. That's a party game. And it's not at all. No. So, what do you guys think of Roll Camera?
This is the second time I've played it, and I still just think it's alright. There's just something about it that, it doesn't grab me.
That's weird.
Which is weird,
That is weird. I think you'd really get into this.
I was excited about this one.
Yeah.
I saw it on the counter, and I was like, that looks fun. Mm-hmm. That looks right up my alley. I think it has to do with the tile placement that doesn't
the set building.
Yeah, which also, again, is surprising, because I like...
Yeah, you typically like, tiles that you build out sets. I mean, you're not... Yeah, it is very... That's probably one of the more abstract parts, is you're really just making patterns.
Yeah,
and at a certain point, depending on the tiles that are available for you to build, it's kind of... you kind of can get set in your ways. Like, whenever you and I first played it, we had 2 sets, and we were able to make storyboards out of those.
Mm-hmm. We rearranged them a couple of times.
Yeah. The game we played the other day, we played with 4 of us, and we had to build and rearrange a lot. Which is nice, because that's variety. Like, I'd hate it if you always just built one, and you're like, we can make every scene with this one set.
Right.
But yeah, that is extremely strange, Kat, how I think, a movie, filmmaking... it's not like it's cooperative, too. So it's we can do this and this and this.
It checks the boxes on, a cat's gaming requirement list. So there's some component that, I can't identify.
Do you think I'm curious, because I want to dive deeper into that, because Shawson, for example, the politics game.
Okay, yeah.
You had the entire run through, you're bubbly and having a great time, and then playing the game, and at the end you're like, this is a fucking 2. And we're like, you were having a great time the entire game, and then you hate it? So do you think it's, because the complaint I had was the art and the way that the game kind of portrays itself comes off as party-ish, and it's not.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why you want more of a...
Maybe that is it. Yeah, maybe I was expecting something else out of it, and I let my expectations get the better of me. But
the second time playing it,
second time playing it, I don't think my attitude from yesterday changed. I was just very not really engaged. There was just something too mechanical about it for me, and I'm thinking that maybe I was expecting something lighter and something partier.
Yeah.
This is more, I don't know.
Yeah, because the wording on all the ideas, the problems
'Cause
are
I-
all fun, funny.
I love the text. I love like the silly, goofy designs.
Yeah.
Like everything points to fun and whimsy, and it's just much more straightforward and mechanical. And that's just what I think like hits a brick wall. Like it's
Yeah.
a jolt
Yeah,
for
it's,
me.
it's way more strategic than you'd think looking at the
Yeah.
box.
So yeah.
Even reading all the stuff, yeah, it comes off as like, oh, this could be a goofy, fun party game, and then your turn comes around, and then you have to think, okay, how am I going to utilize these dice? And okay, I
Yeah.
can do this and this. Oh, we can't do that because we don't have quality. And then when it's not your turn, then you're just like, oh, great, now I can be a part of the fun. But even then, yeah, you're right. It comes down to being very mechanical, and
It reminds me of being at work, where you're laughing with your coworkers, and all of a sudden the phone rings, and you're like,
like, God, why do people
I
have,
have to do my job.
exist?
Yeah, or like someone comes in, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's interesting. Brett?
But yeah, very strange for me. So
I have not heard of this game at all.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it. And I mean, it's not the most fun I've ever had, but
Mm-hmm.
it's surprisingly fun and also surprisingly strategic.
Yeah.
And again, the artwork is, I'm going to say deceptive, but I do get a feeling on every turn that there's a frustration that no matter what you do, you're losing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it sort of feels like, we played another game recently where it just feels like it's a slow grind down to, I hope I survive.
Yeah.
Which ultimately is what it is.
Yeah.
But there are also ways to gain. So you can recover and you can
Yeah.
make things better. I love the idea that you can go both ways in quality, although I've never seen anyone go high quality.
We got high quality the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, we got up to worth seeing and surprise hit, which is nice. Like, yeah, you have a pretty decent chunk of what you're going to be able to get out of, but like you said, it is nice that you can do bad, and that is a valid strategy.
Yeah. Not in real filmmaking, unfortunately.
Right,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's never the
yeah.
goal.
'Cause-
But
well,
Like, that's
if,
why
if
we
you
watch-
if you shoot a bad film thinking it's going to be bad, nobody
Mm-hmm.
likes it. If you shoot a great
Yeah.
film and it turns out terrible, everybody loves it.
yeah, or you just
no, I
show
think
something-
the opposite is true. I think because like Sharknado isn't a perfect example. People go
that's
in
true.
because whenever you think the movie's gonna be great,
Yeah.
you have expectations of it being great, and you're like, that was bad. That was not
No.
fun.
I was just thinking during the production.
Oh
Ed-
yes, absolutely.
Ed Woods is a
Oh yeah.
good example of
yeah.
he really believed in what he was doing, and everyone else was like, "Wow, that was awful."
Yeah.
Just you'll
Ed
have to look
Wood,
him up.
yeah, 50s, but
Oh,
Bad
okay.
movies,
very
bad.
famous for making really terrible
Yeah.
movies.
Or
but
I mean,
he's-
look at John Carpenter. Like, I mean, I would say none of his movies are great.
What's he done?
He did Halloween, and then like he did that was John Carpenter,
the
right?
first two Halloweens.
Yeah, and then he did.
Thing,
Okay, but I like the thing. Okay, but
I
do
mean,
not
but
like
there's a
Lord
I-
of Illusions.
there's like a
Prince of
huge.
Darkness.
Yes,
Oh, Lord of Illusions, Clive Barker. Sorry,
That's okay.
Prince of
That's okay.
Darkness.
Let's see, John Carpenter, because he also did a bunch of
And his-
Carpenter. He did. Is that him? Yeah,
Is
yeah,
he-
yeah.
Is he John the Carpenter?
He's an old skinny guy with wispy white hair.
Yep. He's actually like a musician now. He's like an old rocker.
Well, he actually did the score to several of his movies.
Mm-hmm.
He did the theme to The Thing and
pretty cool.
Halloween and several of his own movies.
Yeah, because I'm watching Red Letter Media, and they're ranking all his movies, and all the ones that are at the bottom are really bad. Was
done
Escape,
some
Escape from New
New
York?
York,
I think
yeah.
they have Escape from L.A.
L.A.
But I mean, those are schlocky movies.
Yes.
Which once again are so bad it's great.
Okay.
That
Yeah, we have
in my opinion,
definitions of what that means.
yeah.
And that's fine.
See, what it means to me is My Bloody Valentine.
Which one?
So the original 80s. So bad it's good.
Yeah,
So bad it's
it,
good.
it got that reputation.
Yeah.
I got other recommendations, but back to the game.
But yeah, so this game is it's very weird because, for example, there's a game that Portal has made called $1 Million Script, and I think Schmovie or whatever the other game
they
that
kept
Steve
saying
was
that, yeah.
talking about, where it is a party game. You get like, oh, you need to make a horror movie with, Woody Harrelson, and there's ninjas in it, and you have to pitch the movie.
Oh, okay.
And everyone gets their own pitch to try and that's very party-esque.
Yes.
It's like a deck of cards is what $1 Million Script is.
Yeah.
And that's what this theme wants to be.
Yep.
Because obviously you have these very vague story beats. Once upon a time, yada yada yada. I mean, and every single time I've played this, the script, even though I've seen this guy, like I've seen that scene before, it's the story has changed.
Yeah.
And I think that is extremely creative. They even have in their rule book where they actually want you to submit a short film based off what you got. Even the back of this board is like, hey, if you're writing a script, use these story scenes because it's going to give you your 3-act thing. But the game and what you actually do revolves around none of that.
Right.
There's such a disconnect from the dice placement to the theme.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where Cat's coming from, is they don't mesh.
Right.
The dice that you place are not in a way to represent... It's like, yeah, I'm placing these 4 dice, and they're not thematic. I mean, they are dice icons. Okay, the camera's going to go here. This is where the boom mic's going. The actors are going to stand here to film this very vague scene.
Yeah.
And it's so mechanical because you don't get to do the theme stuff until later.
Yeah.
To where you get to be engrossed in kind of the overall theme. The very beginning, it's like, oh, we have this funny production thing. We have this. The entire game is dice placement. And then reading the problem. So yeah, you have funny whimsy with the problem.
Yeah.
Then you have, strategic dice. And then end of game, it's like, okay, hey, now here's the fun part.
Here's this semi-random movie we put
Yeah.
You get
together.
to be, silly, goofy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. You build up, you in your case, grind through the game just to potentially have fun. And even then, it's like one person's probably the one coming up with the idea. And at the end, it has nothing to do with the game. It's not like you don't get a score based off your story.
Right.
And if you're like some people, you just say, okay, well, that was our score, and now we're packing it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And this game almost... It's like it wants you to be funny and have a great time by doing the story thing.
yeah.
But you might just be beat down that... I mean, because I wouldn't do this if I didn't win or lose. If I didn't win.
Right.
Because if we were like, oh, we gain equality, I guess we lose. All right, that's that.
Right.
I think
Huh.
I would still try, like, if it was bad, you can just, like, make fun of it and be like, wow, we just made, like, a horrible movie.
Yeah,
like,
an
this is so
unwatchable
bad.
nonsense.
The Room.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, some people think that's a so bad it's good movie.
well, I need to see it, so I'll
I
just
refuse.
that.
I cannot make it through that.
Oh,
Oh, hi, Mark.
give me a call.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
movies from what is it?
Mystery
MST3
Science.
MST3K, Mystery Science Theater.
Mystery Science. Yeah, but yeah,
But
it doesn't.
having
die.
said all that, I still think it's a great game. I
Yeah,
still
it's
think
still
fun.
good, but yeah, it's such
misleading.
it's a weird combo.
Yeah. I found myself thinking when I played it before, is there only one designer credited? Because it's like there's a game, and then they said, and how do we put a theme on top of this design concept?
I don't know, but I was really like, wow, Malachi.
Because I don't envision that somebody who can be a filmmaker, and I've known a few, would also be a good game designer. It seems like they both had their ideas, and let's mash them together.
Yeah, he's the only designer. Malachi Rempin. He's also the artist.
Certainly possible.
Yeah.
Love
I've
the
never
art.
I've never heard of this studio. Grant, it's a Kickstarter game. There's new producers every day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also an expansion coming to Kickstarter. I think in October called the B movie expansion, and you're making the B movie with
Right.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
And
You have to recite the B movie
Yeah,
every time
the
you take
entire
your
time.
turn.
Somehow I doubt that.
Okay.
and that's an unwatchable nonsense movie. So, and that's part of the fun is whenever you're going through this game, you are making ref callbacks to
Right.
Movies.
obviously other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the B movie expansion 2022. Now shoot a western, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, or crime film, or a mix of them all. Yeah. While other studios tackle big budget, well produced, you've leaned into the opposite, that of the B movie. Yes, the B movie, a budget-oriented motion picture with heavy theming. It's not the most glamorous, but can still be full of creativity and quite profitable.
Stuart Gordon.
So, yeah, I mean, once again, that's a perfect expansion, is B movies, and adding more. I think more variety helps a lot, because, I mean, you get a decent amount in the base game with the ideas, But you do end up seeing the same ideas over and over. You do end up seeing the same problems.
But there's enough of them that you
Yeah.
have to play multiple games to really.
And I think the producers is a fun add-on. You just pick one of them, and that
Yeah.
changes how the game is played.
Ours was really frustrating.
Yeah.
But maybe they all are.
Yeah, they're all
Seemed to work out
Yeah.
pretty well.
yeah, because I mean, what's great is kind of see that dial. This dial you pass around. This is actually pretty nice because you pass it to the person whose turn it is. It counts as a player marker. And hey, here's what you do on your turn, because you can't do anything if it's not your turn, which can be frustrating because it's cooperative. But it's
Well, except strategize.
that's it.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's not cooperative in the sense of like Spirit Island. Ooh, I have this power that'll go well with your power, and
Yeah.
we'll play all these and then combo off each other.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is suggest a production meeting.
Exactly. Which once again is thematic. I like that. Everyone gives an idea, and it's like, oh wow, okay, Kat and Brett, those are great. We're gonna go with my idea, but you can save them for later. Generally, just to do that.
Yeah.
This game once again does a perfect balance, I think, of dice, where it's not just Last Bastion. Well, we fucking failed. You know, you get to roll, and then it's like, oh, we didn't get a single sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody can mitigate dice
Yes.
to a limited extent.
Yep. And the fact that it's like, okay, we were going to shoot that scene. We don't need to. I like how the script doesn't dictate what you have to do.
Right.
It's not like, hey, to win the game, you have to do this and that, and also meet that.
Right.
Those are just bonuses you can try and go for. And I just use, every game I've played of this, the script has just been more for theme.
Right.
I like, whenever I'm telling the editing story, I use that as like a jumping off point.
Yeah.
But back to this.
But it's also part of strategy of your goal of raising or lowering quality.
Yeah, but what's fantastic is on the back of this one, it's a film reel, but you just look at the back and it's like, what difficulty do we want to do? Let's do hard, and depending on the number of players, and it's like, and then it just already starts you off. You don't have to look at a rule book and be like, okay, on normal we need 12 money, and like it's just a nice, it's an ease of access kind of thing.
Very well designed.
Because you can also change it. I don't know. I'd have to double check, but they both have difficulties on here. So I wonder if you can have a difficulty of time as hard and money as easy.
That would be pretty cool.
Certainly could.
Yeah. And it's like, okay,
it
we
may
have-
not- it may not be what was intended, but
Yeah, but it's like, okay, we have 14 money and 8 rounds. So it's like, but what we did was we got the production and we're like, okay.
Like when they did The Hobbit, where they just had buku budget, but like no time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. So this game is good. It fits right up my alley. For me, it's a good blend of whimsy and strategy. But I definitely think a lot of people will have preconceived notions. They're gonna think it's $1 million script or schmovies as a pitch fun party game, and they're gonna be like, "This is way too heavy." Like, where's the whimsy? It's like, it's there in theme alone at the beginning and end of the game.
Because table talk almost isn't encouraged, because like table talk about the game is definitely encouraged, but if you're trying to goof around and like have fun and make jokes and make references, you will get lost. Like you'll be like, oh, hang on a second, like wait, like back up. Like what just happened?
That's actually a very good point, because in the instance, it's because if me and you are bullshitting and it's my turn, it's like, or like you two are bullshitting and it's Kat's turn, I'm sitting here like, fucking go, because I'm not doing anything, because I can't do anything because it's not my turn.
Right.
So I have to just sit here and be like, yep, can you go?
Yeah.
Like it's like. And I understand that some people are like, well, games are supposed to be fun. It's like, I know, but I don't. It's like, if we're gonna bullshit, then let's just do that.
yeah. This is one again.
We can just go upstairs and talk about movies.
Exactly.
Well, but again, that's another thing where the artwork, the theme sort of encourages that sort of just fun and mirth.
Yeah.
But actually playing, it should be played by people who are serious about focusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very, very, very odd, because I hadn't considered that, because it blends for me pretty well.
Right. You have that track of mind though. Like I'm very easy to get carried away and like start joking with people. Like I like to laugh and
Yeah.
hoop and holler.
And I don't.
get crazy.
I hate laughing.
And you just sit upstairs in a dark room and get angry.
He's got a razor blade.
What's
under
that
the
from?
table.
Is that Fatal Attraction, where she's sitting in the room and listening to opera and clicking the light on and off? That's just what I do.
I thought thought you were like playing an instrument. I was
No. She's like twirling her like necklace, and then clicking a lamp on and off. I swear it's Fatal Attraction.
Could be. I never saw it.
Is that the one where she crosses her legs?
No, that is
Fatal Instinct.
Fatal Instinct. Is it? Oh, I thought it was. Oh yeah.
So many fatals.
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct.
I'm like no, because I was thinking Cruel Intentions. I'm like nope.
Fatal
Basic
Attraction was Glenn Close attacking Michael Douglas.
That's it. There was also a remake.
Obsessed with Michael Douglas.
There was a remake of.
Yeah, without either.
Yeah, it was the bunny. The
Yeah.
bunny. She boiled their pet bunny.
Jesus
Spoilers, I guess.
Christ.
But that's the thing is like because whenever I'm playing board games like this, and it's like I wanna have the like the zinger, like oh haha, this is like Fatal Attraction, or yeah, and then kind of bullshit, then get back to the game. But if you're gonna want to be in that goofy party game mood, thinking that this game is it, then people are gonna be waiting. It's like we can't continue until you and you get into a strategy mindset. So once again, it's
boom. I think we nailed it for me. Then I think that's exactly what it is.
yeah. So well, and I guess I'll get $1 Million Script then. Because I wasn't gonna get it because I tend not. I only buy party games when I'm having a bunch of people over. Like I never buy them to plan for a party. It's always like, oh, we have people. Yeah, I'm in a party mood. Quick, let's run to the game store and go buy the game. That's how I have all my party games. Because if you notice, News at 11, for example, is where it's a improv news casting game. I have not played it since I first got it.
I do look at it and think about it
because it's hilarious. But it's like you really have to be in that. You almost have to. Yeah, it's almost like a drinking game. You almost want to drink just so you can loosen up the improv.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I think that's enough. I definitely wanted to nail home kind of what Kat had brought up on the difference between the theme and what the actual game is about.
Yeah.
If you want a strategy game and you can still have a good time and use the theme as an enhancer, this is it. But if you are wanting a party game, this is definitely not it.
Right.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll start with Kat.
I'm gonna give it a very. I don't want you to think that I'm being mean.
It's your opinion.
It is your opinion.
But I am gonna give it, for me, personally, a 4. I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
I just
I
don't.
was like, man, it's gonna be a 3.
I just didn't want to be like 4, like right out the gate.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about it, and especially playing it multiple times if it hasn't changed in 2 different settings.
Yeah.
Like 2 wildly different settings.
Because it's like you could make the argument and be like, oh, well, you just, you weren't at home and you were I didn't really want to, like, because I'm a homebody. I don't always like to go out. So you could make that argument, but now I'm home. I'm in my comfy clothes. I'm very much in my element.
And you're just like, oh, yep, didn't change.
Wow, okay, I feel exactly the same.
Yeah.
So.
Brett?
I'm going to say 9.
9. Oh my god, wow.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I did not
Such
think
a high
that wasn't
score for Brett.
Oh my, why a 9?
It's because I think it's got all the positives.
Yeah.
It does have, as long as you're not caught up in this is going to be a silly little throwaway game, as long as you're in a more serious strategy. It's not a deep, heavy thing.
Yeah.
It's cooperative, so even though it does have some strategy, we're all working together. I always prefer those.
Yeah, especially when it comes to dice, because it's like whenever you roll dice like this, you're immediately overwhelmed with all the different symbols, and you're just like, okay, how am I going to organize these? And that's where the cooperative nature comes in. Oh, well, we can do this, and what if we orient it like this? Yeah.
Like any cooperative game, though, there's a chance of somebody quarterbacking and kind of running things, which is often less interesting for the other players. But
right. That's exactly why the rules state you have a hand of idea cards.
And you can't talk about
them.
them.
And you can't talk about them.
Yeah.
I don't even talk about the flavor text, which is super fun and funny.
Yeah.
It's like I wait till the production meeting because it's like, okay, you brought everyone in thematically, and hey, well, all right, Kat, what do you got? Oh, well, what if we did this?
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, those are all interesting, and that has a thematic tie-in.
The theme fits in everything, but the actual mechanics of placing dice. The theme fits really well.
Yeah.
And the production, the art, the creativity that went into it, I think is all excellent. That's a 9.
Wow, awesome. That's fantastic. That's not even as high as I'm going. I was giving it an 8. Because, and the reason why is I've played this multiple times in a row, and while I could play this tomorrow and I'd have a fine time, I want more variety, so I think actually spacing out the amount of time I've played it in a row would do it. The player privilege and stuff like that is fun. I've only ever played the director. I've randomly decided all these, and it's always been me. The player privilege, I think, is a fun kind of little, once again, whimsical thing. But I think actually Cap did bring up a good point. I think that's why it prevents it from being a 9 is the theme. While I do think it's a perfect blend, is I have to take that into consideration that it doesn't. It's a blend for me, but the game itself doesn't blend it well.
Okay.
Which is weird because it's like, yeah, I'm always excited to do this part, but I do not care about it at all until the game is over.
Yeah.
So unless, I mean, maybe more creative people will come in and actively try to build the editing scenes based off the scenes that are actually coming out. That's a lot of work that I don't want to do.
And that's
Like-
probably going to be losing the game.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
You're putting your focus in the wrong place.
Lots of
Right.
hard work for.
Yeah. So, all right, 4, 9, 8. That's our thoughts on Roll Camera. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.